Hello, my name is Kendal Hale, and my final speech will be redoing speech number 2, which was titled Being Successful in Spain's Business Environment. The first improvement I'll be making is using note cards rather than my computer for notes. Last time it almost seemed like I was reciting the speech more than actually delivering it. The second thing I want to improve on is using visual aids. I now know how much more interesting and how much better visual aids can make a speech. The last thing I want to do is just bring more energy to the speech and make it more memorable. Are you really prepared to do business in Spain? Today I'll be talking with you about the many keys that anyone doing business in Spain should know. These keys are essential no matter how much or how little business you want to do in Spain. After reading many different articles and looking at many different studies, I have found that there are many interesting things. The 3 things that I will focus on is the work environment itself, what you should expect at business meetings, and the main success strategy. The first thing you want to know about any business culture before you travel there is what the work environment is like. In Spain, they have a very unique work environment. Seniority is key, and it really is all about who you know. In Passport Spain, Novas and Silva state that seniority actually counts more than performance. Companies will often promote these people that have been there longer faster than the people who are more qualified or those who have been working harder. Companies will also, going along with the it's all about who you know, hire family and friends that they trust over qualified outsiders. They want people they know and trust running their business. And looking at these 2 graphics, it makes sense. 75% of all businesses in Spain are actually family-owned businesses. Therefore, they want to hire their family and their relatives and people they know. And 65% of all people employed in Spain are actually employed by these family-owned businesses. The next thing you want to know about Spain and the work environment is big change is not of high importance. State-of-the-art equipment and state-of-the-art management techniques aren't that big of a deal compared to someone who has a tradition and a way of doing things there. They like to keep that tradition going and pass that on through the many generations. They like to live by the if it ain't broke, don't fix it. In Passport Spain, Novas and Silva also mention that this included slowly adapting to the internet whenever the internet was first being introduced into businesses. These companies were not real worried with introducing it and integrating it into their everyday work environment, and now the internet's been out there long enough that they've done it, but at first they just kind of dragged their feet and took their time doing it. The last thing you really want to know about the work environment is what the time and deadlines are like. Time is not a big deal. Deadlines are not a big deal in Spain. They believe that time is very abundant. They have plenty of time to do things, plenty of time to get all their work done, and everything like that. They're often late because time's not really a big deal. They will take impromptu meetings. They will spend time with family, that sort of thing, just because, well, time's abundant and they don't have to worry about it. And they were often late to meetings just because they like to schedule those impromptu meetings in front of the meetings that they've had scheduled. And this leads right into the next thing you want to know about Spain and the business culture is what meetings are like and what you should expect at these meetings. These meetings are far from conventional meetings in the U.S. Initial meetings should be with the directors and junior executives of the company. These people actually start the businesses and start the business relationships. Preparation is also key. In Spain, you want to schedule the meetings just like in the U.S., weeks or even a month or 2 in advance. Novas and Silva in Passport Spain say that you should avoid 12:30 to 4:30. These are siesta or nap hours, and as you can see in the picture, companies will often actually close during these hours and take that time off, whether they're actually napping or just relaxing. It doesn't matter, they're usually off during these times, and those top executives do take that time off. The 3 things you should expect when you're in the meeting itself is the Spanish are usually going to be late. They'll take these impromptu meetings with family and friends above and in front of your meetings. They don't mind doing that, and they'll push your meeting back just a little bit. The first 30 minutes of the meeting itself could be spent just getting to know the Spanish and them getting to know your family and your personal life. It's all about who you know and making those personal connections. And the last thing is just be patient, allow the Spanish to guide the meeting along and guide the speed, and you will be perfectly fine. So now you may be wondering, how am I successful and how can I be successful in Spain? There are a couple strategies, but the main one is just work your way up. Start at the bottom and move up. In the impact of prevailing business culture on entrepreneurial activity and small businesses, Rollin and Richardson state that legislation is actually bad for entrepreneurs, so you should avoid trying to start up the small businesses and making those investments, and your best chance is to just start out at the bottom and move your way up. Also, if you want to be successful, be humble, do not boast, and avoid talking openly about profits. The Spanish want to max profit just as much as the next company and the next guy does, but they want to do so only if everyone feels they have received a fair deal. So the main thing is just to be patient and relaxed. So just to wrap things up, the things you will remember is there's a very different work environment. You should remember what to expect at these business meetings, and also remember the success strategy and to be patient and relaxed. If you keep all these things in mind, you will have taken the first step in being successful in Spain.